Before Jesus, my life was basically two things. Basketball was probably number one. And then parties and girls and, like being immoral, basically. I was pretty rebellious too, towards my parents. Didn't really listen to much of what they said. It's just, not to say like I was, if someone from the outside was to look at me, they wouldn't say I was like bad, but I was really secular. Like, I was very secular. I had no concept. I had no wisdom of like right and wrong. No concept of like what's good and what's evil. I was just a child for most of my like life, right? Like, no one ever sat me down to tell me like doing this is bad or doing this is right. I never had to talk with my parents. None of that stuff. So I just had to figure things out for myself, I guess, as I went along. God just used different people in different seasons of my life to plant seeds. When I was younger, I had a friend named Manny in elementary school. I knew he was a Christian, his dad's a pastor. And I asked him to take me to church just one time out of curiosity because I wanted to see what church is like. And he took me to church. And it was a church in Burlington. And it used to be a club that got turned into a church. And it was a really cool place. And this is actually like grade. So I was friends with Manny for like a long time. So this is like grade 12. This is right before I went to university. So he took me to church. And there were seeds that were planted there, I remember going through Psalm 139 and how God, his thoughts of us outnumber the sands on the seashore. And we all got little like pellets of like full of sand, like little jars full of sand to just remind ourselves of how much God loves us and how much He cares for us. I've really grown to see life in a different manner. I just see life through the lens of the gospel. In my daily life, just the small things, man, like, trying my best to listen to my parents, even though that's still hard. Like, I'm not perfect, obviously, but there's definitely been an attitude change towards my parents, respecting them, and, towards others. Making sure it's not always about me, trying to demonstrate Christ-likeness and putting the needs of others before that of my own. Man, it's hard. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's easy. To be a Christian is tough, especially in this culture. It's not easy, but man, is it ever worth it? Because when you know the King of the universe is on your side, it doesn't matter, man, what you gotta go through. So that, listen to my parents, work, being a good witness at work, working hard. Not that I'm always working hard, but I try my best to be working hard most of the time. I think the biggest change, to be honest, has probably been church attendance. Like going to church and, having fellowship. And another change in my life now is reading my Bible every day, having that God time, spending time in prayer, worshiping God. These are things I never did, but there's so much joy in your spirit, in your soul, when you just fall down before the King and you spend time with Him, man. Yep, I absolutely love Him.